Hi guys, welcome back to Bre'sBooks. I'm Brianna and welcome to my very first Top 5 Wednesday video. Top 5 Wednesday, if you didn't know, is a Goodreads group that was originally created by Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey and is now run by Sam from Sam's Nonsense, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But every week there is a category for your top 5 of books of different categories, just kind of like Top 10 Tuesdays, Top 5 Wednesday. We're going to try these things. So this week's topic was your top 5 books, top 5 gateway books for your favorite genre. My favorite genre of books is fantasy, so I tried to pick out 5 books that I thought might get people to read fantasy if they read these books. It was pretty hard, but I did my best. So I found 5, I narrowed it down a little bit, and here we go. The first one I want to talk about is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This is just a really beautifully done, fun, imaginative, fairy tale-esque story. Tristan is a young man who is in love with a girl that doesn't deserve him, but she sees a shooting star one night and says that she'll marry Tristan if he goes and gets the star for her. So that begins the epic journey of this story, and it's full of magic and wonderful creatures and witches and awesome stuff, and it has a really good movie adaptation too. So if you haven't read this and you don't usually like fantasy, you might give it a try, especially if you saw the movie and liked it. The next book is already very popular, but I want to talk about Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. If you don't like fantasy but you haven't read this, I strongly urge you to try this. So many people love this book, including myself. It's won prizes, obviously. It's a middle grade, but it is so much fun. It's a retelling of the Cinderella fairy tale, where Cinderella is cursed by a fairy to always be obedient. And so it follows Ella's life and how she has to face challenges and struggle to overcome her gift/curse. And it is so much fun. I've read this more times than I can count. The next book I want to talk about is The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. If you have watched my channel for any length of time, you know she's one of my favorite authors. I absolutely love her Iron Fae series. This is just a really interesting and different story. I think it is about fairies, so not a lot of people aren't really too sure about fantasy stories with fairies in them, but this portrays them in like a really cool, like cold, calculating way, and there's cool powers and just all sorts of fantastical creatures in here as well, and I really enjoy this series, especially the first 3 and 4 books of the series. This follows Megan Chase as she after her brother gets kidnapped by fairies, she has to find her way into fairyland to save him. Next I want to talk about Graceling by Kristen Kishore. This is an older book, so I feel like not a lot of people may know about it or remember it anymore, but it's a really strong fantasy with magic, where in this world people are gifted with certain graces, certain abilities where they're really good at one specific thing, and the main character in this book, Katza, is gifted with the grace for killing people. So she's the king's assassin. She hates her job, but she's a really strong female character. The pre-Throne of Glass series, if you want to check this out. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. A lot of people know about this series already and have heard about it. If you're hesitant about picking it up because you don't know, just trust me, it is amazing. It's such beautiful writing. If that's the only reason you give it to try and pick it up, it is beautiful writing, but it's such a beautiful story also. The first book is my favorite, and there's like twists and stuff in here you don't see coming, and it's just so cool and beautiful, and the cover doesn't do it justice, but it is just a wonderfully magical ride, and I can't explain it well, but it is amazing. And it is about what happens when an angel and a demon fall in love in the most basic of senses, and it's wonderful. and you should definitely check it out if you're not usually a big fan of fantasy, because this one stands out among a lot of other fantasy books I've read. So these are the 5 books I think you should try if you're not usually a big fantasy fan but are considering getting into it. These are some I would recommend. Let me know some of your favorite fantasy books down in the comments below, and what you would recommend for someone who doesn't usually like fantasy. And I will see you hopefully soon with another video. Bye!